Every trader starts as a gambler, 100% of them, no exceptions. The charts are glowing, the markets are moving, and you think you found the fastest path to financial freedom. But here's the brutal truth. Only 2% of traders ever evolve into consistent winners. The rest? They're chewed up and spat out by the market. Welcome to Stick Trader Mind, your home for trading psychology that actually makes sense and doesn't bore you to sleep. Now meet Yale, our trader. He's sitting at his desk, eyes locked on the screen, sweat dripping down his face as he slams the buy button like it's a casino slot machine. One lucky trade, he's up big. He celebrates. Then, bam, the next move wipes him out. He's left staring at the screen in disbelief, hand on his forehead, wondering how everything disappeared so fast. This is not just Yale's story. It's the story of millions of traders worldwide. From Wall Street to small bedrooms lit by a laptop glow, beginners everywhere fall into the same trap, gambling instead of trading. But here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which stage of evolution you're in as a trader and what it really takes to climb to the top, where only the elite 2% live. So let me ask you, where do you think you are on this pyramid of evolution? The gambler, the learner, the survivor, the enlightened, or the capitalist? Stay tuned, because this journey could change the way you trade forever. Stage 1, the gambler. This is where every trading journey begins. No strategy, no discipline. Just raw excitement mixed with blind hope. Imagine a brand new trader opening their first Forex account, staring at charts for the very first time. They're convinced they've cracked the code. With one click, they enter the market, heart pounding, adrenaline rushing, and for a moment it feels like they've found the secret to financial freedom. But here's the reality. Gamblers don't trade the markets trade them. They throw money at random currency pairs, buying and selling with no real plan. To them, the Forex market feels like a jackpot machine. One lucky spin, one big win, and they think they're on their way to becoming a millionaire. But the truth is harsh. One win is followed by 10 crushing losses. Account balances evaporate overnight. And this is why 90% of traders fail before they even begin. Now, a small percentage don't give up. They move into stage 2, the learner. This stage is filled with ambition and chaos. Learners start to realize that gambling doesn't work, so they try to educate themselves. But instead of focusing, they devour every strategy on the internet. Moving average crossovers, Fibonacci retracements, candlestick patterns, scalping, swing trading, crypto signals. They try them all, back to back, like binge-watching Netflix shows at 3 a.m. Their charts become a battlefield of indicators, flashing arrows, overlapping lines, colored zones, and endless signals that only confuse them further. At this point, the learner believes the next strategy will be the one. They jump from Forex tutorials to stock trading courses, from crypto signals to options trading hacks, convinced that the golden key to success is just one video, one ebook, or one guru away. But here's the catch. Learners are still losing money. They've gained knowledge, yes, but without experience, without psychology, and without risk management, that knowledge is like a sword in the hands of a child. Dangerous, unstable, ineffective. And yet, this stage is crucial, because even though 70% of traders quit after gambling, the 30% who push through as learners are laying the first stones on their path to survival. They may not know it yet, but their failures are teaching them lessons that no strategy video can ever provide. This is the beginning of evolution. From blind gambling to desperate learning, every trader must walk this path. The question is, how many will survive it? And how many will quit before they see the next stage? Stage 3, the survivor. This is where the trading journey becomes dangerous, and for many, devastating. After months of gambling and experimenting, the trader finally discovers a strategy that seems to work. On paper, it makes sense. In backtests, the numbers look promising. For the first time, there's a flicker of hope. But here's the cruel twist. Surviving in the market is not the same as thriving in it. Survivors often break even at best, but most are still slowly bleeding money. Why? Because they believe strategy alone will save them. Picture this. Our trader has just closed a winning trade. Confidence surges. They tell themselves, "I've got it. I finally figured it out." But the very next morning, they take the exact same setup, and the market punishes them with a sharp reversal. The win vanishes, the loss stings, and the emotional roller coaster begins. This is the stage where traders learn one of the most expensive lessons in the world of finance. Consistency doesn't come from a magic indicator or a secret system. It comes from emotional discipline and risk management. Survivors ride a constant cycle of highs and lows. One week, their account is up 5%, and they dream of quitting their job, trading full-time, living the laptop lifestyle. The next week, one bad trade wipes out the entire gain. Sometimes, a single emotional mistake, revenge trading, doubling down on a loser, chasing after a missed entry, can destroy months of progress in minutes. It's here that the markets test a trader's psychology more brutally than ever before. Fear, greed, and impatience become invisible enemies, quietly eating away at potential profits. Survivors often convince themselves that they just need one more adjustment to their strategy, one more indicator, one more confirmation, one more signal. But in reality, the problem is not the chart. The problem is the trader. Think of trading like driving a car. The strategy is the engine. Powerful, necessary, but useless without control. Risk management is the seatbelt, protecting you when things go wrong. And psychology? That's the steering wheel. Without it, no matter how fast the engine, you're destined to crash. Survivors are at the tipping point. This is where most traders finally give up, burned out, frustrated, tired of watching their accounts swing up and down without ever making real progress. But for the few who push forward, something extraordinary happens. Because if they can endure the struggle, if they can learn to master their emotions, if they can finally accept that risk management is not optional but essential, then they are on the brink of evolution. Stage 3 is not about profit. It's about survival. It's about proving to yourself that you can withstand the mental and financial pressure that destroys 90% of traders. And only those who endure this stage will ever make it to the next breakthrough. Stage 4, the enlightened. This is the turning point. The moment most traders only dream of reaching. After months, sometimes years, of losses, mistakes, and painful lessons, a transformation begins. At this stage, the trader finally understands the truth. Success in the markets isn't about predicting every move. It's about managing risk, controlling emotions, and thinking long-term. They stop asking, how can I double my account this week, and instead begin asking, how can I protect my capital and grow it consistently? This is the breakthrough, when trading psychology takes center stage. Instead of chasing every shiny new strategy, the enlightened trader develops patience. They learn that missing a trade is better than forcing one. They accept that losses are part of the game, not a signal to panic. And they discover that real consistency doesn't come from being right all the time. It comes from managing risk when you're wrong. Picture our trader now. The same person who once gambled, who once filled charts with 20 indicators, who once blew up account after account. Today, they're calm. They sit at their desk with discipline. No frantic clicking. No emotional breakdowns. Just patience. A single trade setup, carefully chosen, executed with confidence. They place the stop-loss, calculate their risk, and walk away. This stage feels different. For the first time, the account begins to grow, not in explosive bursts, but in steady, controlled steps. Small profits, compounded over time, build into something far more powerful than gambling ever could: sustainable wealth. And it's here that the trader experiences what many call the moment, and that instant of clarity when it finally clicks, that trading is not a lottery ticket, but a business. The enlightened trader thinks like a professional investor, not a gambler. They know their edge. They understand risk to reward. They focus on process, not outcome. And this mental shift changes everything. The emotional roller coaster slows down. Fear loses its grip. Greed takes a back seat. Impulsivity fades. The market no longer feels like an enemy. It becomes an arena for disciplined execution. But make no mistake, enlightenment doesn't mean perfection. Losses still happen. Losing streaks still sting. The difference now is resilience. The enlightened trader doesn't spiral into revenge trading or reckless over-leveraging. They take the loss, record it in their journal, and move forward. Every setback is just data. Every trade is part of a bigger picture. This is the stage where traders stop surviving and start thriving. It's rare. Only about 10% ever make it here. But those who do finally taste what the majority never will. The first signs of true profitability. The breakthrough is not about making millions overnight. It's about finally stepping off the hamster wheel of losses and beginning the slow, steady climb toward consistency, confidence, and control. Stage 4 is proof that evolution in trading is real. And for those who refuse to quit, it's the gateway to the ultimate destination, becoming a capitalist. Stage 5, the capitalist. This is the summit, the peak of the trader's evolution, the point where all the pain, all the lessons, and all the discipline finally pay off. Very few will ever see this stage. Out of every 100 traders who start, only 2 will make it here. But those 2? They will make more than the 98 combined. At this level, the trader is no longer just trading. They're running a business. A profitable, scalable business built on discipline, patience, and mastery. The gambler is gone. The learner is gone. The survivor, the struggler, the overthinker, all gone. What remains is a capitalist, a trader who treats the market as a machine for long-term wealth creation. The capitalist has a strategy, but not just any strategy. It's tested, proven, and refined over years. They don't chase quick wins. They think in terms of probabilities, not guarantees. Their edge is small, but when combined with strict risk management, it becomes unstoppable. More importantly, their psychology is bulletproof. Losses don't rattle them. Wins don't inflate them. They operate with emotional neutrality, calm, calculated, and consistent. Where the gambler once screamed at the screen, the capitalist sits back, composed, detached from every single outcome. This is where true freedom begins. Because the capitalist no longer trades for excitement, they trade for results. They understand compounding. They think like an investor. And their account grows steadily, year after year, in ways that most people will never experience. Imagine this. While 98% of traders are still chasing signals, blowing accounts, and falling for the same psychological traps, the capitalist is scaling up. They're adding more capital, diversifying across assets, automating parts of their system, and even leveraging other people's money. To them, the market is not a gamble, it's an opportunity machine. And here's the secret. Being a capitalist isn't about having the perfect system, it's about having the perfect mindset, financial discipline, emotional intelligence, risk management, patience. These are the weapons that separate the elite 2% from the masses. This stage is rare, but it is real. It's the proof that financial freedom through trading is possible. Not for everyone, but for those who evolve through the stages without giving up. So let me ask you this. Where are you right now? Are you still gambling? Are you stuck in endless learning? Are you barely surviving? Or are you on the edge of enlightenment, ready for the breakthrough? Because the truth is, every trader watching this video has a choice. To quit and remain part of the 98, or to push forward, to evolve, and to claim a place among the elite capitalists. The path is not easy, but the reward? Unlimited profit potential, consistency, control, and most importantly, freedom. The freedom to live life on your terms. If this video resonated with you, take action now. Drop a comment below and tell us what stage you're in. Subscribe for more powerful insights on trading psychology, risk management, and strategy. And vote in the poll, because your next stage could be closer than you think. The journey from gambler to capitalist is long, brutal, and unforgiving. But for those who endure, the destination is worth it. The market will not hand you success, but if you evolve, if you master yourself, and if you refuse to quit, you will claim your place in the 2%.